This podcast, Spotlight for Success, is our way of highlighting the incredible success stories happening in education right here in our home state of Georgia and around the country. Today, we're thrilled to be joined by our special guest, Tremia Jackson, who is part of the George Washington's Mount Vernon, run by the Mount Vernon Ladies Association. She has made a significant impact in the field of social studies education through her work. And we'll explore her journey, insights, and the positive changes she's creating for students and teachers. So let's get started. Tremia, can you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm a Virginia resident. I work at Mount Vernon. I've been in museums for over 10 years and museum education for that entire time and love history, and I'm excited to be here.
Wonderful, Tremia.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what inspired you to work at George Washington's Mount Vernon?
To be honest with you, I grew up in the area, so I had been to Mount Vernon when I was really young and was really inspired by it. I love history, so being in that area and going to Mount Vernon, learning about the enslaved community there and the descendants that also have been part of Mount Vernon and that history, I just wanted to learn more and be able to share that with more students and teachers in the area.
That is wonderful, Tremia.
Yeah.
Can you explain some of the things that you learned, kind of those personal things? Again, we're getting into, in the Georgia Council of Social Studies, one of the big focuses here is place-based learning.
Yep.
And this is definitely a place that has a lot of history and a lot of layers to it.
Absolutely.
Tremia, can you explain some of those juxtapositions of the things dealing with the enslavement that was going on associated with Mount Vernon, as well as
Sure.
the things dealing with women?
Sure. There's so many things about George Washington that I learned, and about his family that I learned. I learned that he was a stepfather, which I
Okay.
didn't know. They were children that were at Mount Vernon, and at the same time, learning about him being, general and president, but also an enslaver, was something that I'd known about but hadn't really delved. When I went to Mount Vernon, you delve a lot deeper into what that means. And so that juxtaposition of him being, the founder or a founder, part of the founding generation, and then owning human beings, from the time he was really young, at 11 years old, he inherited his first,
Gosh.
enslaved community, and then to the time of his death. But then at the same time, learning about his changing perception and changing views on enslavement, from being at the Revolution and seeing individuals like William Lee, who was his butler, his valet, like fighting beside him, talking to the Marquis de Lafayette about abolition. He was an ardent abolitionist, the Marquis de Lafayette was.
Hey, it's Tony DeSario, Director of Sales and your Georgia Senior Account Executive for the American Book Company. I am here where all the magic happens, ABC Central in Woodstock, Georgia. This is the place, our production center, where we produce the amazing books that keep us number one in supplemental resources across Georgia. Why are we number one? Because our books are simple to use, and as always, they're 100% aligned to Georgia's standards, which is most important. Here at ABC, it's our job to support our teachers, our students, and especially our families across the state of Georgia, and we do it with pleasure and pride. Thank you so much. Have an amazing time.
And so he's changing his views privately to the point that on his deathbed, he issues a will that frees the 123 enslaved people that he owns outright. I was talking to you earlier about his respect for women. He was the son of a single mother. Mary Ball Washington was his mother. When his father died, she never remarried, and she raised him and several other of his siblings. We believe she owned a business, a wig curling business of sorts, at Ferry Farm, where he's from. All his life, he has women in his life who are influencing him, like his mother, like Martha, who's also a single mom when he marries her and meets her. And then also women, in Philadelphia who were influencing him about the presidency and about the nation. So you learn all of that coming to like our Teacher Institute that we run every year.
Wonderful.
In the summer. It's a 5-day intensive where you learn about a specific theme around Washington in the 18th century. And there's 6 different themes that you could choose from. It's women, Washington at war, leadership, enslavement, economics, and I'm blanking on the last one right now, but it'll come to me. But you get to learn these like details and the primary sources behind the collections. You get to see the grounds and again explore that place-based element of Mount Vernon's history.
Wow, that is amazing.
I can go on a tangent, really.
That is great. So for these institutes that happen in the summer, how can teachers from Georgia get involved with that, or how can they participate?
Absolutely. So we have an online application that you can fill out on our website. Our registration period or application period is November 18th through January 13th, and you're notified if you get accepted on April 1st. But it's a pretty competitive, but we encourage Georgia teachers to apply. We really want to see that influx of teachers.
Is it free?
It's free.
If you
yes,
get it? Okay.
Yes. It's free. It's all expenses paid. We pay for your travel. We pay for your hotel. We feed you. You get to take you on field trips, and we get you swag, and you have a really, really great time. And you meet 25 other teachers from around the country, K through 12, who are learning with you.
That is really something.
Yeah.
I would love to know, about, so what is the website?
It's mountvernon.org /education/4teachers. So if you go to mountvernon.org, you'll see an education tab and you can find it right there.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah, very easy.
Thank you. Thank you, Tremia. So this was brought to you by ABC Spotlight for Success as part of Georgia Council of Social Studies being here today and meeting with wonderful people like Tremia Jackson with Mount Vernon. Thank you so much for participating with us today.
Thank you for inviting me. This is wonderful.